Hello, Gabriel. Knuckles, Log. Oh, got some people in the chat already. What's up, guys? Long time no see. Completely went over my head that I went live. I was like, I'm just over here trying to set stuff up because it's been a minute. And I was like, I'm live? I'm like, oh, well, alright then. Let me go. Let me go make a small announcement in my server, just so people are aware. Okay, that's done. All right. So let's see. Let me make sure the music isn't destroying anybody's ears. Let me go find chat. There we go. So, how are you guys doing tonight? Yo, everything's up where it's supposed to be. Good. Big buddy Dorval, thank you for the 10. There we go. Overlay didn't pop up. I'm good. You honestly, I don't even know where to begin with you guys. I've had a lot going on these past few months. I started a new job. Life just really got in the way. It was really hard for me to be creative for a while. And then not that long ago, I recently got out of a relationship. So I was dating somebody for a while, and now I'm single again. Hello, Doki guy. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it sucks. We were together 9 months. Was a pretty good time, but you know, sometimes things happen. But you know what? We're here. We ball. And I'm trying to get back on the horse. I've been gone for so long that I feel like I've neglected not only the channel, but I've neglected making content. And I love making content. I love doing this stuff. Not to mention, I still have so many plans for different projects that I want to do, that it wouldn't sit well with me if I didn't actually get a chance to do those things. So, which one is this? Oh, it doesn't recognize. No, it doesn't recognize that. Oh, that's sad. Put that instead. Sorry, Gabriel. But other than that, I just came back from vacation. I went to North Carolina. It was the first vacation I had in 6 months. I stayed there for about a week, and I came back in on Saturday. Wi-Fi wasn't the best, so I couldn't really stream or do anything like that, but I knew what I wanted to do when I came back, so... Oh, I didn't want to do all that. My bad. There we go. Yeah, this is gonna be a fairly sizable project, but you know what? I appreciate the help I've actually gotten to create this translation in the first place, and I've been saying I was gonna get to it for some time now, so I'm actually happy that I'm making some ground on that. Apparently Ren'Py is supposed to have features that allow you to automatically translate things, but as with a lot of things in Ren'Py, they tend to be pretty cumbersome. I ended up going to Florida myself with some family a while back, stayed for almost a week. Where in Florida did you go? Oh. If you don't mind me asking, I'm just curious. Okay, I'll put that there. Then then I could do a new one. Could do a new line here. Let me see if this works. Oh, I gotta turn this up. This is a vibe right here. Orlando went to SeaWorld, Discovery Cove, where I got to swim with dolphins and other sea creatures. And even a SeaWorld water park. Oh, Aquatica. Yeah, okay, I've been to Aquatica before. I haven't been since I was a teenager, I think. It's been years since I've been in Aquatica. Though I know more recently I did go swimming with dolphins down in South Florida, and the texture of their skin was actually really interesting. I find it akin to like a hot dog, or like those like plastic bouncy balls you get at like a Walmart or some kind of like dollar store. It feels like that, and I think that's cool. I'm gonna see if I can this. Okay, and then I'll see if this works. Yeah, well, some of that. Okay, thank you. I'm glad you could vouch for me. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because they need to be hydrodynamic. They can't have a lot of drag when they swim in the water, but that's just not something you really think of, though, because how often do you get to swim with a dolphin? Not too often you ask me. I've only been able to do that twice. Better than me. I've only done it once. So then if I pause for 5 seconds. Okay.
My path is the only path I can take. Yeah, I know it's chosen. There ain't no easy road. Gotta create it. It's not given. I'm just living. I'm just living. Hope and drive, that's what it is. Coincidence? No, that's what you live. Whole plan dealt with accordingly. Better step from a foot on, that's a mistake. Think like whatever you wanna call it. Fake one's just, it's so stolen. Revelation time, watch me ballin'. Yes, sir, I'm already. Hold and flip the downside.
I'm gonna have to come back to that later. See if I can figure something out with that. But let's get past this for now. So I have a question for you guys. What has been going on? Is there anything new that's been going on while I've been gone for these last few months? Anything new in general in terms of, I don't know, DDLC stuff that I should know? Any new mods or any new like series that come out that anybody's been interested in? Anything going on in anybody's life, you know, life-wise? Not really, TVH. Yandere Gaming's new YouTube rebrand. How long ago was that? I don't remember. I don't think I remember seeing his new rebrand. Just a few days ago, actually. Ah, okay. Kane's been playing Infinity Pens. I did see that, actually. I did see that, which I don't know if anybody here likes Infinity Pens, but if you do, then you'll be in for a treat with this new script I've been working on. One of the things I started working on recently, I've been talking about it before in a couple community posts, was I thought it was okay. That's fair. But one of the things I've touched, I think I might have touched on before, was I'm picking back up a series, not a series, a video that I wanted to do last year. The whole reason I did the whole thing with creating Halloween costumes for everybody last year, and we had some great results. Like, all the sprites came out great. Very happy with those. I was just really disappointed that I didn't get a chance to really utilize those last year. So I'm gonna do this year what I wanted to do last year and really showcase all the different characters and all the different outfits that they're in. So right now I'm trying to do everything I can to put that into motion. So I'll probably work on that tomorrow, unless you guys would rather see me work on the script for that tonight instead. But what I can say is this is something I'm actually looking really forward to, because it'll be a great way to get back into making content again, and it will be a good proof of concept for future projects of mine. Why is this that way? I don't know why it's that way. Oh no. Wrong line. This is the one I want. So yeah, this is fun. There's just a lot of copy and pasting with it's like with some funky music in the background. Then going to reload this. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed to hear that it hasn't been a whole lot going on. I guess at least from the Reddit side of things. Seems like the YouTube side of things is doing alright. Like, people are still making content and whatnot. And I'm also surprised to see that my channel has been steadily growing in subscribers, even though I've been gone for so long. Which again, feels bad, man. I do feel bad about that, but I also think I just needed that time to like reset myself. Alright, we're just gonna paste this through. Alright. So chat, what are y'all up to right now? What's going on with you guys? Anything fun happened over the weekend? I know Doki Guy, you said you went to Orlando not that long ago. I have to go. Alright, bye Gabriel. Thanks for stopping by. Browsing Twitter at the moment. Okay, cool. The YouTube side of things isn't too bad considering the videos. By the way, thanks again for letting me include Triple Trouble in my crossover series. It was a blast to add in their interactions with. Yeah, I do remember watching that. I do remember watching that when it came out, and you know what? I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad you had fun adding the Triple Trouble story or universe to your crossover series. It's actually not often I get to see people, do stuff with my work, so that was actually pretty cool. Which, on the topic of that, one thing I find interesting is how a lot of artists on Twitter that do DDLC art don't seem to pay attention to the DDLC mod side of things in terms of different outfits or scenarios that they could do. I mean, to a certain extent they do, because I know one outfit that I think Exit Music made popular, I've seen some artists do, but it would be interesting to see more artists do more stuff in collaboration with other DDLC media. And I say that because I'm just thinking about like Triple Trouble, for instance, and how stylish Triple Trouble is. That some Twitter artists can make some pretty cool art of the Triple Trouble characters and their designs, especially Natsuki. Lord knows Natsuki has a lot of different designs throughout the course of the story. Made it. Hello, baby Natsuki. Glad you could make it. We're just here vibing. I'm here putting, like I said, Italian words into the mod. Nothing. I mean, it's interesting if you don't know Italian, but I also just doing this as a way to just get back in touch with everybody. But I don't know, guys. You let me know. Like I said, I think it'd be interesting to see some artists do stuff with Triple Trouble, with the Triple Trouble characters and everything. So If you guys like want to go out in the Twitterverse and like sprinkle some seeds and see what happens, that would be pretty interesting. If anything does come out of it, let me know. Are the moans going to be in italics? I mean, I don't know if they're in italics already, but we could see. Could probably make that happen. Did my art affect the stream? I mean, it was something. Well, in a way, yes, it did, because it got me thinking more. But this was a thought that I had in my head already. Like, this is something I was thinking about before, because I was like, you know, it'd be interesting to see like more like DDLC artists like do more with the other DDLC media. Wow, thank me later, chat. Yeah, you know what? You heard it here first, chat. What is? No. Here we go. It's so sad because we're losing these little accent marks, which tell the game. Well, not tell the game, tell the person reading how to accent everything, but I'm assuming they're going to know what this means anyway. I'm way back. My fault, gang. If I may ask, what was your favorite part of the Triple Trouble crossover part? Probably when your Natsuki chased Triple Trouble Natsuki into the bathroom, and then everybody visiting Triple Trouble Yuri in college. I like those parts a lot, I'd have to say. So I can't wait for the Spanish translation to be done. I can't wait either, but here's the thing. I've had a lot of people ask me for a Spanish translation, but I've had nobody come, I've had nobody offer to help translate it for me. I mean, if you guys know any Spanish people who play Triple Trouble and who would be interested in translating the mod for me, by all means, have them reach out to me. I could try. How good is your Spanish? Are you fluent? Short hair Yuri is the best. No, we need... Well, I was gonna say we need more short hair Yuri, but... Short hair Yuri is very underutilized, I guess I'll say. Another thing I will say, too, is... You don't see a lot of customization of... Well, I guess more customization in terms of, like, different hairstyles and whatnot for the characters. That's not something you really get to see often, but I get it. Art is hard, and not everybody in this community is artistically inclined. So, I live with fluent Spanish families, so yeah, although I'm not a professional. Well, you don't have to be a professional to translate it. You just need to take the colloquial speaker aspects into account, since there's some things that don't directly translate from one language to another, and there's some things that make more sense culturally to the people who speak that language. Like, I was having different conversations with the very kind individual who helped translate Triple Trouble into Italian. He had to explain to me how there are different things that don't directly translate from English to Italian, and how you have to change certain sentences so they make more sense to an Italian audience. Things that I wouldn't be aware of because I'm not Italian, I'm American. So as long as you could do those things, then you'll be fine. And then of course, obviously, you'll be credited with the translations, so. But I have a long way to go with that, and I don't exactly have a lot of help with this stuff. I'm mostly just doing it all on my own and trying to fit everything I can with my busy schedule. Because here's the thing, chat. Half of we have 24 hours in a day. About a good 12 of those 24 hours are dedicated solely to my current new job. So with 12 of those 24 hours gone, I only have 12 hours left. And if I spend 8 hours sleeping, then I only have about 4 hours left to myself to code, script write, animate, so on and so forth. And not to mention, I have I'm trying to learn how to use DaVinci Resolve and some other new softwares to help make these projects that I want to make. So there's a lot of I have a lot of stuff going on, but I also don't want to keep ignoring you guys. So I'm trying to do this. I want to do this style of stream as an experiment to see how many people would be interested in the process of me doing stuff behind the scenes, because I have to do this stuff anyway, like whether I want to or not. So it wouldn't hurt to at least see if you guys would be interested in following along in the process. But if you're not interested, then that's fine. Just don't be surprised if you don't hear from me from time to time, because I'll be working on all this stuff. Now, with that being said, though, I do want to get back into making more videos and actually posting content again. So one of the things I want to start doing is making a couple of shorts, especially based off of some videos that I've done before, because Natsuki Meets Gatsuki Part 2 is, I don't think is well known. Like, a lot less people have seen Part 2 than they did Part 1, so I need to do a better job at letting people know that Part 2 actually exists. Let's see. Yeah, there are different types of Spanish based on regions, but it's mostly a few variations of words or phrases, so it's mostly the same. I am aware of that, but that's why I know it's very important. So yeah, bro, I'll be your Spanish translator if you want to, of course. You know what? If you really want to, yeah, we could talk. You know, just shoot me a DM and we'll see how that goes. So hyped for Gatsuki. Yeah, Part 3. That is one of the things I do want to do. I do want to finish Part 3. But I really need to give my all to Part 3, especially since... Cause here's some other things that you don't know, chat, is... For pretty much all of last year, I had an editor who helped make a lot of the cool videos that you guys saw, including Gatsuki Part 1 and Part 2, but we are not working together anymore, so now it's back to square one for me in terms of getting content done. So now a lot of that responsibility falls back on my shoulders to try and persevere. I mean, that's not to say it won't get done. That's just to say that you're gonna have to bear with me. My favorite part of part 2 is where Gatsuki put Miyuki in her place. You know what? I remember when I came up with the idea for doing that a long time ago, and overall I loved how it all came out. What I will say though is, if you like that part of part 2, then you're really gonna like part 3, where both Natsuki and Gatsuki get to put Carl in his place. So I think in terms of what I have planned for the channel moving forward is, because I got a comment earlier today about do I have anything planned in the future. So obviously I'm working on the Italian translation now. That'll be something that will be kind of going on in the background, and when it gets done, it'll get done. Other than that, I'm working on the Halloween video, which was the video with all the sprites and everything that we did last year. That's a project that's one of the first projects I'm working on now. I can't guarantee it'll be done by Halloween of this year, but I'm gonna try to do as much as I can before then. It should definitely be out before the end of the year, so keep that in mind. So I'm working on the Halloween video, or it'll be a horror video. Will there be an Italian remix for the OST? No. Unfortunately, I don't think that'll be the case, because Xavier's music talents are in the funk right now, so I don't think there will be an Italian remix for the mod, unless some kind soul happens to make an Italian remix and wants me to add it into the files, in which case I'll do so. They'll just have to let me know. But as far as I know, all it's gonna be is just the pure translation of the text, maybe redoing some of the graphical elements so they match. I know, it's sad, and I'm sorry, but there's only so much we could do. But you know what? At the very least, at least you guys got one of the greatest OSTs in DDLC modding history. How's the Chinese translation going? Non-existent. It is non-existent. I have not had one Chinese person step forward to say they would translate Triple Trouble for me. But what I was saying before with what I was gonna do for the channel. So it was a Halloween video. The music playing, I've heard it before in Quirksy's DDLC videos. That's because Quirksy is a secret JoJo fan. Or not a secret JoJo fan. He makes a lot of JoJo references. And actually, all the music you've been listening to so far is from the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime. This is just one of the more well-known songs because this is the theme of one of the main villains. But speaking of JoJo, though, I've had this as a secret for a long time. And this was a project I actually started working on 3 years ago. But I actually do plan on making a JoJo-inspired DDLC series. But not only do I plan on doing that, but that would be my last contribution to DDLC creating, because at that point I would have done everything I wanted to do in That's why. Okay. Good luck, bro. No, okay, no, listen. Look, I already have the logo. Look, I have the logo already made. I have the designs for all the main girls already made. I have the description and MC. I can't forget about MC. I have like all their stand designs. I have written out the entire plot's written out. The entire like all the villains have already been created. Like we started working this like crazily like 3 years ago. So I already know exactly how I wanted to pan out. It's just a matter of actually bringing it to life. Is it original or is it based around a specific part? It's heavily inspired by part 3. It's heavily inspired by part 3. However, it's not just going to be a retelling of part 3. It's going to be a big love letter to DLC and JoJo in general, because it's going to have a lot of elements from every JoJo part, as well as keeping it core to the fundamental aspects of what made Doki Doki Literature Club. Part 4 goes hard. Look, actually, I'll tell you one thing right now. There's going to be an entire episode dedicated to part 4. Once you see how the story unfolds, it'll make a lot of sense. But I'm just letting you know that right now. That's something I'm very, very excited for, because as a very big JoJo fan, it would be my it'd be a big dream of mine to actually make that come true. In exactly the way that I want it to come to fruition. So I hear Steel Ball Run was peak. Steel Ball Run is considered not to be the best written JoJo part, but one of the best written manga of all time. Like, it's second only to Berserk, which is saying a lot. So the fact that Steel Ball Run's actually getting an anime adaptation is something I'm really excited for. I can't wait to see how they adapt the manga to the anime, because I've caught up on JoJo all the way until JoJo lands. So I barely got started on JoJo lands though, maybe like the first couple chapters. I haven't gotten to it much deeper than that. Other than the JoJo series, are you a fan of Berserk? I don't know enough about Berserk to really be a fan of it or not. I actually need to watch it. I know people hate how it's animated because the animation quality is like subpar. All right, see you, Doki guy. Thanks for hanging out. Good luck with the chores. Well, what else did I say I was gonna work on? Okay, yes, now I remember. Some of you guys have said that you wanted to know if I was working on anything, on any other projects. I am actually working on a project for Sayori as well. That project's been on a bit of a hiatus, but I do have a project in mind that does center around Sayori. And I think it'll be interesting because it's sort of like it's a character-driven narrative similar to Triple Trouble, but it's not gonna feel as bubbly and lighthearted as Triple Trouble did, because we took more of a whimsical comedic tone with Triple Trouble. This story I have in mind with Sayori is gonna be a bit more on the grounded side. So in terms of like big projects, there's the Halloween video, the Sayori project, I do want to make a video based on the Breakfast Club because I think that would adapt well to DDLC. And then there's the JoJo project. I have a current project in mind based around Sayori Natsuki, but it got exit music vibes, although it's lighthearted. Well, what makes it lighthearted if it's centered around exit music vibe? If it has exit music vibes, just out of curiosity. Almost done with this scene. Bless. Sounds interesting. I mean, it sounds interesting. I'm curious to see how it'll work itself out. Which, I mean, I'll be honest. If you could get this idea off the ground, by all means, please do, because we need more content in this space, man. We need more content in this space. The fact that I've been gone for 6 months and I'm like, so guys, what's going on? Anything new in DDLC happening? And you guys are like, nah, nothing. I'm like, well, dang. It's like, dang, what we doing? And here's the thing that gets me too. Let me read your comment, Baby Natsuki. Said, okay, it's basically a game about loops, and so the main route has a short, lighthearted story, but if you replay a route, it switches it up. That would be interesting from a coding perspective. Yeah, I've been lazy with the DDTT vibes. Hey, at least you're keeping DDTT fresh in people's memories. Knuckles, you're doing a valued service. But while on the topic of making content, what I do want to say is, when it comes to like actually making content in this community, you have now is as good of a time as ever to like really stand out and make a name for yourself, because most of like the really big names in this community either left or have gone dormant, and there are a lot of people just begging, craving for something new, or at least something inspired. Doesn't have to be new, just inspired. Just something that feels like you put effort into it and that people could get behind. Like Triple Trouble was cool because a lot of effort was put into it and people were able to relate to it. Like, it was actually amazing exactly how many people were able to relate to Triple Trouble on a fundamental level, which is something I actually was very appreciative and inspired by. I don't have coders, so I'll be focusing on art and story. Hopefully I'll get the script done. Just do what you can, Baby Natsuki. You do everything you can that you have control over, and you'll cross that bridge of coding when you get there. So hello, J Money. Nice for you too. Nice of you to join us, man. I'm just over here vibing, working on the Italian translation. Oh, I need to refresh this. So we're learning the script. I'm working on the Italian script and talking to chat. Having a good time. Damazione, signori. There's still the DDMC template on the DDMC website. By the way, how do you write the character so good? You know, Baby Natsuki, one thing you could do is, there's a video, there are a couple videos on YouTube about talking about how Hirohiko Araki, the creator of JoJo's, writes his characters. And what he does is for like each of the main characters, he has like this big character sheet where he writes down every possible detail about that character. Their likes, their dislikes, their favorite food, their blood type, how tall they are, their abilities, their strengths, their weaknesses. And so I have to say that a big part of knowing how to write your characters is doing a lot of planning. Like, you really need to understand like who these characters are that you're writing. Like, you really need to get a good feel for them. Like, I spent a lot of time thinking about Natsuki's character, Sayori's character, Monika's character, MC's character. Like, I thought about how each what they're like, who they are, what they do, and then how they interact with each other. Because if you know who these characters are, then you figure out how they interact with each other. That's the next part of it. And then the step after that is figuring out what role does each character serve in the story. Does one character serve as an antagonist? Does one character doing this action create some kind of change in the character? Like, for instance, with Natsuki, Natsuki cheating on MC with Carl at the end. What does that do to MC's character? And that happening to MC, how does that event in MC's life, how does that relate to everything that happened to him up to that point? So there's just a lot of things you have to think about when it comes to how the characters interact with each other in the story. It's a science as well as an art form, because once you understand the science of what goes into developing your characters, you then get to enjoy the art of bringing them all together to express certain things and messages. So Italian, what are we, the Angelo Bronte men or something? No, I just had a very passionate individual who wanted to dedicate his time and energy into creating an Italian translation for Triple Trouble, because apparently there are a lot of Italian people who want to play Triple Trouble but can't read English, so said, you know what, bet. Could definitely do that. And then we already had someone offer to do a Spanish translation as well, so I appreciate the help. How do you write NTR? Well, that depends. I would say that depends. What's your story? What do you want it to have a happy ending? Do you want it to have a sad ending? Do you want the main character to be humiliated beyond all recognition? I think the way you write NTR depends on what you want to get out of the story. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so the translation is made by a fan. Yes, the translation was made by a fan. And so far, dude has translated well over half the entire mod. He's been working on this for a long time. And I am finally trying to get around to it, especially since I've been gone for about half a year. And I'm just trying to make up for lost time while also just, interacting with you guys. Like, it's still crazy to me how far, like, this community has come in these past few years. Like, I've been on YouTube for 6 years now. which, I mean, I've been on for 6 years when really I've been on for 5 because I made 9 videos back in 2019, then I took a year off, and I started back in 2020, so technically 5 years. But in that 5 years, I've gained over 3,000 subscribers, and I'm still impressed with the fact that I gained subscribers while being so inactive. There are not a lot of people who say they've made it to 3,000 subscribers, and that fact still blows my mind. I'm genuinely appreciative of it, but I also know that I could do so much more. So I'm trying to get back on the grind so I could get to where I want to be and make the things that I want to make to share it with as many people as possible, because I want to make cool things that people want to see, and I want people to appreciate those cool things, because we don't have a lot of cool things going on. I mean, thankfully, we do have some people who are keeping hope alive. So I'm trying to do my part in that. And I also just in general just want to do more stuff with my channel. I want to do some other things that a lot of DDLC creators just aren't doing. But I want one of the things I haven't seen a lot of people do. A lot of people don't have VTuber models, for instance. After DDLC, are you gonna stream Dona Dona? I mean, there are a few games that I could stream, like non-DLC games. Lord knows I've gotten a lot of recommendations from Xavier already. So, I could try streaming Dona Dona and some of the other games I've gotten. Some of the games I recommend seem pretty fun. I just know for me, a big thing for me is I just want to get back onto the grind of making content. And then once I'm actually making more content again, then I can start thinking about playing games. Is Kira your favorite? Hold on, let me see. Yeah. Oh, this girl. I like the one with the white hair, actually. I think her name is, forget her name, but Kira's cool too. Have you seen Don Don? Okay, I'm gonna answer that question in one word, or not one word, but I'll answer this question like this: Kawaii. So I hope that answers your question for you. Let's see. I'll also say, Knuckles, I am very excited for season 2. I know season 2 is supposed to be coming out next month, so that's gonna be pretty cool. Bro had his ball stolen, that's all I know. Well, that is true. That did happen. That did happen. And a few other things too. A few other things happened in Don Don. But you know what? Probably one of the coolest things to come out last year. Movies come at this. What? Okay, you gotta tell me where I can watch it. You gotta tell me where I can watch it. I gotta watch the movie. I gotta watch the movie. Should I go to the theater this weekend? Oh, let me see this. Don movie. Don First Encounter. Or is it Don Evil Eye? Oh, it's Don Evil Eye. All right. All right, chat. Looks like I'm going to see Don. That's it. It takes place where season 1 ended. Well, that's it, chat. I gotta watch the movie. I'm gonna watch that new John Wick movie. Oh, Ballerina. You have to tell me. You'll have to tell me if that's good or not. Like, usually about the John Wick movies is like, I love the first John Wick movie, but the thing that I didn't like was how after like the subsequent movies just kept trying to like one up the previous movie, and I feel like that kind of cheapened the series as a whole. So I don't know where they're gonna take. I don't know where they're gonna take Ballerina. I just hope it's good. Thoughts on the FNAF movie? I did not watch the FNAF movie because I haven't been that big of a FNAF fan. I did go see the Minecraft movie with my ex-girlfriend though. That was the last thing we watched together before we broke up. And overall, the Minecraft movie was more fun than I thought it was going to be. My favorite character had to be what's his face? It was like the big like the big like Genosha, like Genosha's like general, the guy who spoke like, hey Genosha. Look, I'm sorry, Steve. I'm totally gonna have to unalive you now, man. That's just how it goes. Like that guy. Love that guy. My favorite character in the whole movie. Thoughts on iDubbbz? He's pretty cringe. Kinda cringe. Kinda fell off. So Tungsten the Iron Golem. Welcome. Very fitting for you to come when I'm talking about the Minecraft movie. Yes, which I didn't know was a thing until an ad on YouTube sneaked in and showed it to me. Honestly, the only thing I didn't like that much was John Wick 3. The Final Fight dragged out on too much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They keep trying to one-up each other. And it just made me sad because it feels like the John Wick movies just kind of overstayed their welcome. But like I said, we'll see what. But like I said, we'll see what Ballerina does. I'm curious. I haven't watched it yet. You might find it fun, Baby Datsuki. Like I said, it's a fun movie. Just something you don't take super seriously. Who's your favorite VTuber? You know, I actually don't watch a lot of VTubers. I know of a few. Hako's Beal, Galgirl, but I heard she's retiring. I like, I mean, I liked Iron Mouse from the bit I've seen of her. There's also Silver Veil. Mother V3 and Kirsch. So, hello, Xavier. He just let himself be controlled by some cringe old woman who's not even hot. Also, that character was General Chungus in the Mine Shafty the movie. Alright, look, you guys know more about VTubers than I do. I'll admit it hasn't been a big pastime of mine. Which, that being said, I wouldn't be disinterested in the idea of becoming a VTuber in the future. Just because I know that's something you guys happen to enjoy. Boy, that's not an Italian. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot the. I forgot how many changes were made between what I wrote on the Google Doc and what went into the original game and what came into the final game, I should say, because while working on the game before, like working on the mod before it came out, a lot of things were edited, like in the coding that weren't in like previous stuff. So just a lot of changes that have been made throughout time. But yeah, you guys share your favorite VTubers in the chat if there's anybody, and let me know how many of them are worth watching. Mine is Alice Death. Oh, Alicia Death. My bad. In order to acquire a waifu, one must become the waifu. Oh, so your girlfriend broke up with you? Yes. Yes, she did. You're no longer together. Which actually was a while ago. That happened back in April. I've just been gone for a while, so and then, you know, working through my own stuff. Ironic? What's ironic? What's ironic about it? Cat still rocking those fab eyelashes? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Men gotta look good too. Bodacious jabron. I just watch clips of my friend that's actually into him is the one that keeps me in the know about him. Yeah, I think that's how it is with. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's how it is for me too. Like I'll listen to people talk about VTubers and I'm like, you know what, that's cool. I'm glad you guys like VTubers. Like I have a friend of mine who loves VTubers. Like she used to be a big Cinder fan. Like, she used to be a big Cinder fan until like the whole Cinder drama came out, and listening and hearing about all that Cinder drama was a doozy. Can you make Carl Sicilian for this translation? Talk to Gabriel about that, Xavier. I didn't come up with the translations for these. When's the Swahili translation for Triple Trouble? When someone who speaks Swahili comes up to me and says they want to translate it. If I have a Swahili fan that says Jumbo, they want to make a Triple Trouble translation for me, I'll say fantastic. Come on down, my friend. Should be caught up. Okay, I'm almost caught up. Okay. When we bring Triple Trouble to the Burmese market. Okay. Okay, you guys, okay, alright. Next thing we're gonna ask you when you're gonna bring it to the Kosa market. Okay, so now I'm finally caught up. Israel DDLC would just be MC getting circumcised. I mean, how do you know the MC isn't already circumcised? Actually, you do know he's circumcised because you see what his junk looks like in the story. Me when a micro internet celebrity turns out to be a terrible person. Well, I expected that. It's good that I'm not a parasocial person, otherwise I'd feel betrayed. Yeah? Yeah, that's a sad thing, right? It's like there's so many people on the internet who end up being pieces of shit that you're like, I'm not even surprised that they're pieces of shit anymore. He looked like he had that foreskin though. I don't know. Take that up with Prox. Will Pink Eyes MC ever make a guest appearance in DDTT? Why would he need to make a guest appearance to beat Natsuki to oblivion with a lead pipe? I don't know how many people were trying to pay for that. You know? This goes here, and then this goes here from what I can translate. And then you get rid of that, so there are 2 periods. Let's save this. Is Proxel in the chat with us now? It would be a good shit post. Neskis gets the 1700s treatment for infidelity. The lead pipe ending would be levered. You guys are sick. You guys are sick. I mean, if anybody wanted to make a shit... Hey, if anybody wanted to make a shit post of Triple Trouble and do that, by all means, go ahead. Shoot, I'll play it on stream. If somebody want to go through the trouble of doing that, that would be pretty funny. Because, you know, if Exit Music could have a more billion spin-offs and shit posts and fan stories, why can't Triple Trouble, you know? The only spin-off slash offshoot we have is Doki Guys. Doki Guys work. And thankfully, we are almost done. We're almost done. I can see the end now. Next thing you know, Natsuki will suddenly have a lot in common with Darth Maul. Yeah, I could definitely see it. Very battered and bruised individuals that look all red. Exit Music has like 100 undecimal parody mods, and they're all from VA. A good number of them are from VA. Pink Eyes being one of them. But then you have a lot of people who are legitimate fans of Exit Music who said, hey, let's take our time and energy to make a project that's a love letter to Exit Music. Which, one, fair enough, but two, one thing I find interesting about a lot of these projects are how they're only really popular because of when they came out. A lot of these projects benefit from being like one of the first things to come out early on when a lot of people cared about DDLC. So when people talk about them now, they have the nostalgia factor bolstering up how good they really are. Because it's interesting to see people play some old mods now and see that, one, they could tell it was an old DDLC mod, and two, how certain things just don't stand up to the test of time anymore. I'll be honest, Exit Music isn't that good. Controversial, I know. Yeah. I mean, the original Exit Music was not good for quite a few reasons, and then EMR was not good for different reasons. EMR did fix a couple of issues that the original Exit Music had, but Exit Music Redux still had a lot of issues that it needed to work through, which makes sense if you know anything about the production of Exit Music Redux. Pink Eyes is an Exit Music parody. I thought it was a parody of Natsuki Route mods in general. It's a parody of Natsuki Route mods in general, but a big part of the inspiration for Pink Eyes was Exit Music, especially with the whole Natsuki and MC going into bed together to like do the thing. And back, welcome back, Normal. Exit Music was never that good. EMR was made worse by the fact that they made Natsuki insufferable. Beep. New Silk Song trailer tomorrow. Xavier, did you know that a new Dandadan movie is coming out on Friday? I did not know that. So now I must go watch the Dandadan movie. I just need to go find a theater where I can watch it. Tomorrow is Deltarune Tomorrow Day? Is 2025 becoming peak? The only evil eye I want to see is Momo Yase's brown. Hey, yo, chill. Yo, she's still in high school, Xavier. You can't say that. Chill. That's a typo. And I'm excited for the Deltarune. You know what? That'd be interesting to see. how good these new Deltarune chapters. I think it's what Deltarune chapters 3, 4, and 5, or is it 4, 5, and 6 that are coming out? Isn't it funny that both DDLC MCs and remakes never got laid? Yeah, that's true. In Salvation Remake, MC didn't get any, and in EMR, MC definitely didn't get any. There seems to be some kind of like aversion to, you know, the horizontal tango or sexy times, which I don't know why. I mean, for the most part, we're all adults. You would think we should be able to talk about adult topics in a game that was made pretty much for adults in the first place. Sex is bad unless you have a good plot. That's true, Xavier. I wonder where we heard that from. Exit music fell on his face and into a river so DDTT could fuck. You know what? That's brilliant. Actually, I haven't heard it explained that way before. I like that. 2025 would have been peak for media if GTA 6 released alongside Silksong, Deltarune Chapters 3 and 4, and Half-Life 3. Half-Life 3 was teased by G-Man's VA. He only posts on Twitter when new Half-Life content. My sex used to have a lot of twists and turns. I can't have intimacy with a woman unless I get emotionally invested in her plot. You know what? That's fair, Normal. That means you're here for a long time, not just a fun time. I could respect someone like that. At least you have some semblance of class. Trailer's coming this summer, probably. Twists and turns is Grandma Ayase beats me from bed corner to bed corner. Look, okay, we all can agree that Momo Ayase's grandma is bad. And apparently, all you need to do to get in good with her is just tell her that she's bad. Turbo Granny could get it. I let her twist it. Oh, alright. Alright, I see you guys walling out in chat. Okay. Okay, this needs to be fixed. This needs to be fixed. I asked you this, but I forgot your answer. Do you think there's similarity to DDTT Nats and iDubbbz's wife, Anissa? I don't think you asked me that one, but but to answer your question, Knuckles, I suppose you can make the similarity in terms of, oh, both girls have little respect for the guys in their lives. But yeah, Natsuki wasn't very controlling of MC, 1, and 2, Natsuki wasn't going out of her way to intentionally like disrespect or put down MC or the guys in her life in any way. She was just pretty insecure and was trying to get some kind of external validation to feel like she mattered. With iDubbbz's wife, I don't think it was just that simple or that surface level. I just think she enjoyed having the attention and was more than willing to insult or denigrate iDubbbz, while iDubbbz was more than willing to accept that kind of treatment. And my boss would tell me, you have as much authority as you take, so in that instance, I would say if you're gonna allow your woman to disrespect you like that, then you get what's coming to you. You get what you deserve, basically. Nor does she embarrass him publicly outside of personal banter. Exactly. Like Triple Trouble is an interesting story because of just how it explores like different aspects of like the character's character and their exploration, and like this actual exploration of character study and development, which is something you don't really get to see much of in this community. And if you do see it, it's done in a more rudimentary level. So it's something like this I'm hoping to actually do more of in the future. Like, I know for the Sayori project that I would like to get back to at some point, would definitely like to do more of a deep character study while creating an interesting story around said character study. Which the plot of that is nearly done. There's just still a couple of parts that need to be ironed out. As, like I say, planning is a very big part of any good bit of writing. DDTT is so peaked that Spaghetti never released his own hip-hop OST mod. To be fair, I don't even know if he did or not. I'm sure Spaghetti's been busy. I also haven't been paying attention to Spaghetti's channel like that, to be honest with you, so maybe he did and we just didn't know. Also, DDTT being a year old scares me a lot. Yeah. I'm heading out now. Y'all have a good night. Alright, good night, Knuckles. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate that. It was good. It was good seeing you again, buddy. But to get back to your point, Norval, this truly is the passage of time. Is an interesting thing. But I guess I will say is don't dread the fact that you got older. Just appreciate the fact that it happened. Okay, so all that's still there. Oh, okay, so that's what... Okay, so that's what this says. Interesting, interesting. I gotta get on that VTuber stuff ASAP. This truly is the DDTT Requiem. I guess it's a fair point, although I worry too much of that appreciative. God, I'm so scared of procrastinating on my mod. So much so that I forget to write it sometimes. You have to constantly remind yourself to be on top of certain things. That's something I do all the time. I'm constantly having to remind myself to be sure to do all the things I need to get done so I don't forget them. Like for instance, after I get off the stream, I'm probably going to go work out and then go to bed. I also do have some things going on that I'm looking forward to that I hope I will get to share with you guys later on, but more on that when it comes. Also, I fucked up. And there you go. Then use this one. And then I need this one. There we go. The good news is I got a high score on my anxiety test. Damn. Huh. I didn't know that was a good thing. But congratulations. I guess that means you're not as anxious as you probably thought you might be. Got a 15 out of 18. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Congratulations, my friend. Put that there. Then refresh this again. In a workout, then go to bed. Maniac activities. I don't know why. It's because I need to start. Like, I'm not in bad shape right now, but I want to get back on my fitness grind again. Cause I'm trying. Cause I want to have a specific look for an event I'm going to. So I have to get back to that at some point or another. Do I have ADHD or dementia at this point? I would hope not dementia, because at least you know your own name. My specific look I'm going for is Arthur Morgan. You know what? That's not a bad look. Brain fog? You know what, Norval? That's a good term for it. Brain fog. Yeah, you just have brain fog, bro. Probably also gonna have to change this font, but oh well. Chat, is this physique attainable? I mean, anything's attainable if you're willing to work for it. It's just the question is how hard are you willing to work for something? That's something I keep telling myself all the time. It's easier said than done, you know. So. And that's it. My specific look I'm going for is the bi type you see in the Stolfo art. Well, what kind of a Stolfo art? Because some artists have some very interesting ways of interpreting Astolfo's body. The one where bro has abs. Do not ask what type of Astolfo art. I was like, look, I mean, if... like... Welcome back, J-Buddy. I want abs and a slimmer tummy. Well, from what I've learned, having abs that show is basically just... Most of that comes down to what you eat. So, if you clean up what you eat and make it so you burn more calories than you take in, your stomach will slim down to the point where your abs would show. Who wants to party? You know, J Money, I wouldn't mind a little bit of partying. Though I did just come back from vacation, so I did do some partying then. But I probably will go out again soon in a little while. I just don't know. I'm not really much of a going out kind of guy, so. I eat like trash. In fact, I eat so bad that if I ate actual trash, it'd probably be healthier than what I normally eat. Okay, you know what? That's a big part of it then, yeah. So. Eat less trash than I suppose. I heard, where'd you go? So, J Money, I went to North Carolina. Went to North Carolina for a week. And had a good time. Saw a few snakes. Got to enjoy the wildlife. Hung out with some goats for a while. Not bad. Real men guzzle red 40 eat tungsten bolts. Thank you, amigo. Also, it's good to see you, amigo. Great Wolf Lodge, North Carolina is lit. Yes, Fry. I've been there before. I went there for I went there during the winter and I went snow tubing out there. It was really cool. North Carolina, yes. I love the mountains. Here's the thing. I love the mountains. I love fresh air. I just love that scenery. It makes you appreciate not being in the city. That's probably one like the best things I could say. It's just, though the hard thing about living out in the mountains and stuff is you're more directly responsible for the outcome of everything around you. And what I mean is in terms of where your water comes from, if anything happens in the house, making sure you don't get bit by any venomous snakes out in the wild. If anything happens, you can't just go down the street and get help, or help doesn't come to you very quickly. If you're in any sort of trouble, it will take hours to days to get help your way. So yeah, I went in the summer and winter, easily my favorite vacations. Yeah. Summertime, wintertime, but honestly, autumn is probably the best time to be out in North Carolina because of seeing all the leaves change colors and then fall. It's a very magical time, honestly. Nah, snakes get poisoned when they bite me. We not the same? Damn, bro. Damn, bro. You got me there. I didn't know you were that toxic. But then again, you play Overwatch, so... It all checks out. Living Appalachia proper requires some critical thought and situational awareness at all times. Yep, I'm leaving. For a while, I thought of getting Tyler Durden's type of body, but I mostly just want a strong build. I'm gonna be a manlet type, but hey, no one's gonna be intimidated by a strong 5'9" dude. You know what? That's not true because Bruce Lee was a thing. Bruce Lee was a thing, so I just keep that in mind. Summer is not fun in the South Americas. I could believe it. It's probably very humid down there too. Just hit Diamond 2 again. God did. You know what? I'm proud of you, man. I know that must have been hard. Like ranked hasn't been treating me too kindly in Overwatch either, so it's still a bit of a struggle. It went up to 103 at one point. Ugh. 103 and humid? Yeah, wrap it up, dog. You're living in a sauna at that point. Where did... Here it is. Oh. I know what I did wrong. I need to go here. Get rid of that. Refresh this. There we go. I would be top 500 at this point if my teammates weren't so damn inconsistent. That's a big mood. That's a big mood. Danzione. No, I gotta say better swamp coolers. Why your mods speaking Journalese? You know what's funny? Every time I look at Italian, I often think of I'm thinking of Part 5. But to answer your question, I had someone who loved Triple Trouble offered to translate Triple Trouble into Italian. So I'm coding in the Italian translation. I ain't an actual competent team on Overwatch like I used to be back in the day when I was a Grandmaster, and I'm on PS4, so I'm gonna switch to PC soonish. Make the JoJo scene Part 5 inspired. Baby Natsuki, you should know that there's a reference to Part 5 in Triple Trouble. You should already know this since you're a JoJo fan. At least he didn't say Italian looked like Spanish. Italian and Spanish look nothing alike. They look nothing alike, and anyone who says that clearly doesn't know what they're talking about. Now, that being said, I understand that Romance languages share similarities, but Italian looks like spaghetti and Spanish looks like tacos. That's crazy. You know what? Never mind. I should say that. Y'all are wild. That's all I gotta say. Y'all, you guys are crazy. Y'all are weird. Well, I want to say y'all are weird, but just y'all are wilding out in the chat, bro. Craziness. Yeah, right now I'm just going through and making sure that everything came out well and kind of flows well. Oh. There you go. Good job catching yourself there with the with using the correct word. Grazie. El Mino, El Speako, El Foreign Language. Never change, Norval. Never change. My native language is Spanish. Yeah, it's nice to see a lot. It's nice to see a lot of Spanish people in here. I fuck with the Spanish community of DDLC. Mods increases his fluency in Spanish. Thank you. Thank you, the polyglot tier god. Polyglot god. I guess that'd be his name. Polyglot god. Mods, send him to El Cartel. Gracias. Alright. One scene down. A bunch more to go. Alright, made a nice bit of pool with that. Can't complain. So what I'm going to do is do this one last thing, and then I'm going to call it for the stream because your boy needs his sleep. I'll save this. I also need to know what song this is. This is cute. Alright, but made some good progress today, so I'm happy about that. Oh shoot, am I late? Oh, well, just a little bit, no. A little bit, but you know, it's better late than never. Oh! Yo, Rude Cat, I haven't seen you in so long. I didn't know you changed names and I didn't know you changed names and everything. I knew you had to be somebody that I knew because you had a wrench next to your name, but yeah. Yeah, I was just talking with everybody about what's been going on with me and how I've been gone for so long because I've had so many different things going on in my life, but I'm back. I am back, and I don't really plan on leaving again. Let's see, where's chat? I'll put that on there. Yeah, I've been busy. Nice to see you stream again. I missed you. I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, so for about the past 6 months of some change, I've been at a new job that's taken a lot of my time and creativity away from me. So I had to get to a point where I could start feeling like myself again, to where I could actually come back and do content. So now that I'm finally in a better place mentally and physically, that I can do what I love doing again, I want to get back to actually making content that I that I love and that I appreciate. So I still have a lot of things I plan on doing, and I still have a lot of ideas in the works. I just want to catch up with you guys because it's been so long. And I'm going to keep being more active again on... I mean, I've been active on Discord for a while, so if you guys are in the Discord, you still could talk to me there fairly often. But in terms of being active on the channel, I'm going to make more of an effort to do that. What are your thoughts on Lucia Caminos being an actual big booty Latina? I don't know who that is, but big booty Latinas are cool, so thumbs up for that. I could get behind that. Oh, Lucy Caminos from Grand Theft Auto 6. Oh. Well, it's supposed to be set in Miami, so that makes perfect sense. Miami is full of big booty Latinas, among other things. So, if one of the main characters is supposed to be an archetype that you see a lot in Miami, then yeah, I think that makes perfect sense. Also, Miles, I think you said earlier in the chat that Italy will soon know the highest form of literature. Yes, did see you say that, so I do appreciate that. Thank you. Now I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what I want. Now I'm trying to think what I want to do next stream. I'm one of the things that I do plan on doing for the immediate future is I'm going to be making a couple of shorts and a new video once I finally learn how to master this new editing software that I'm trying to learn. So stay tuned for that. All right, you have a good night there. Rude Cat. Thank you for coming back again. I missed you, man. You also have to tell me how to pronounce your new name sometime. Right, that, you know, that's the brain rot, Aaron. That's the brain rot. Sit. Okay. Thank you for that. Oh, short for citrus. That's cute. I like that. That's cute. All I'm here is a command twice. Well, normal, maybe. Well, normal, you probably would know a thing or two about that. How's one sit twice? You sit, then you stand up, then you sit again, I suppose. But I guess before I leave, I guess before I head out, one thing I will say is, what are some things that you guys want to see more of in the future? I also know that I'm sorry I missed you guys that get your regular scheduled community posts like today. Again, just coming back from vacation like 2 days ago, still kind of out of it, but getting back into the swing of things now. So the rest of the week will be your regularly scheduled programming. Oh, DeWalt's here. Hey, DeWalt. What's up? And my YouTube interface is 90% this one because the new interface is actually garbage. I want to see more J Killer content. You got it, Normal. You got it. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. But you guys make it worth it. So I'm gonna keep at it. I want to see more streams. Not much is up. Been busy. I've been busy too, DeWalt. This is the first piece of content I've done for YouTube in almost 6 months. So it's been 3 months. The DDLC community is starving. For real. Literally one of the only streamers I tune into. Busy about here, barely working. Yeah, Normal. As long as you're not actively hurting anybody and making life harder for other people, you're still being a contributing member of society in that regard. So I'll give you credit where credit is due. But I'm gonna keep working on content, and I will probably be posting some more like teasers and behind the scenes stuff in my community posts as well, probably on Discord too. So again, just more reason for you guys to like pay attention to that stuff. As for the script that I'm working on, I'm probably about a third of the way done with it now. Yeah, probably about a third of the way done with it now, because I had to create the actual outline of it, and then now I'm working on the actual dialogue. It's something I'm actually interested in because it'll be a departure from what I usually do, but I think it'd be fun nonetheless. And I'll give you guys a hint because it's something that is inspired by the Evil Dead franchise. So if you guys are Evil Dead fans, then you'll be interested in this new video project of mine when it comes out. My contributions were Natsuki art, Chad, am I cooked? No, you're not cooked. Everybody's been contributing in their own ways. The most important thing is that you're living a life that doesn't feel like ass. So if you're doing that, then I could at least accept that. So overall, this was a short stream today. I started kind of late, and I apologize about that. I would go on for a little bit more, but I need to wake up at a reasonable time for work tomorrow. So, but it was also just really good talking with you guys again, and it's good to be back. I'm happy to be back again, and I'm looking forward to working and putting more stuff out. So you guys will see what I have in store, and I'm looking forward to showing it to you all. So I contributed like 2,000 images to the World Waifu Show at this point. You know what? You've been a great help in making community posts, because you get credited in probably about 90% of the community posts I have where I got the artwork from. So glad to have you back, Mr. J. Thank you, Harley. I appreciate that. Alright, I guess, well, with that being said, I will wish you guys a good night, and thanks for being here. And Normal, thank you again for donating the Big 10. You definitely made the stream worthwhile at right from the jump. So it's for real. This was fun, you guys. I missed y'all, and you'll be hearing back from me again real soon. So take care.